Welcome to another episode of Denise Cooks for Diabetics. Today I'm going to cook a frittata, or Italian omelet. Now when we think of an omelet, some of us, we think of the omelet that you fold over. That's a French omelet. In that type of omelet, you put your egg first in the pan. Let that cook a little bit. Add your ingredients to half of the pan, and then wait a little while, flip it over, you have like a half moon. With a frittata, you're putting the ingredients in first, and then you add the egg later, and you're keeping it open-faced, and when it's done, you flip it over, and it looks really yummy, and it tastes really yummy too. Okay, so this is for 2 people, or 3. 4 eggs that I've cracked already. About a cup of slivered onions. I like onions, so I put more. Everything is always to your taste, of course. So a cup or half a cup of slivered onions. I have 1 roasted pepper that I've cut up, that I've roasted myself. I will in a future episode, show you how I do roast these peppers. But for now, you could add a fresh pepper if you'd prefer. So like a half to a whole pepper. 2 cups of fresh spinach. I have baby spinach right here. Half a cup of shredded mozzarella, and 1 tablespoon of grated Romano and Parmigiana cheese. Then we'll do a little bit of salt to taste, not much because we have the Parmesan, the grated cheese, so we don't want to put a lot. So it's like, I would say a pinch of that, and then a little shake, a couple of twists of the pepper. Okay. Now my oil is just about ready. I have about a half a tablespoon of butter and a tablespoon of olive oil. So the first thing I'm going to put in will be my onions. Now my pan got a little bit cool. There we go. We have a little bit of a sizzle going. Okay. So we're going to cook that for about 5 minutes on medium until they get a little bit of caramelized. And then we'll come back and add the other ingredients. Hi. So our onions have been caramelizing about 5 minutes. I turned it down to medium low. They were getting a little bit too brown too quickly. So as you see, they're really delicious now. So because my pepper is already roasted, I don't need to cook it. If it wasn't, I would have put it in shortly, like maybe a minute or 2 after the onions. So I'm going to up it again to medium as I add my other ingredients. Okay? So roasted peppers are going in now. Once I get everything moved around, I will be leaving it then. So we want to get everything mixed around so all the elements are incorporated together. Okay. Now my spinach, 2 cups of spinach. As you know, if you've ever cooked fresh spinach, it will really shrink down. So it looks like a lot, but it will shrink down as it cooks. Okay. I hear it sizzling a little bit too much, so I'm going to put it back to medium-low. Now I'm going to add my grated cheese and my mozzarella. I like to add the cheeses last. I think it browns nicely. It melts nicely. You can have a nice coating on the top. Okay, I scrambled up my 4 eggs. I'm going to add them now nice and slowly so I don't move anything around too much. Everything stays nice and incorporated. Don't want to get a big bite of pepper without the other ingredients as well. Push everything down. Make sure it's in there. Now it's going to cook for at least 10 minutes, depending on how shallow your pan is, depending on how many eggs there are. So now is the time for a little bit of patience. So you're not going to cook this when you want to eat right away. So I'm keeping it on medium-low, and I'm going to cover it and we'll check it in about 5 minutes. Hi, so it's been about 4 minutes, but I heard it sizzling, so I figured we had to check it. So I'm just going to wiggle it around a little bit to get some of the raw egg to sink down closer to the pan. It's giving me a shake, but you can see it's quite wiggly still. And I don't want it to burn on the bottom, so I'm going to turn it down to low now. And we're going to, for about 5 more minutes. Okay? Hi. So our frittata is cooked. I let it cool a little bit so I can flip it over. It was a total about 8 to 10 minutes, like I said, depending on the width of your pan. If this was more shallow, it would have cooked faster, but I want it to be a nice dish size for 2 people. So that's why I made it in my smaller pan. So it's jiggling, which is a very good sign. And I'm going to see if okay, it's not stuck anywhere. So I'm going to attempt to flip it. The word there, attempt. I think I can do it. Okay? There we go. Whoa, now. Oh, beautiful. Can you see that, how it's steaming? Smells delicious. See the steam coming out of that? Isn't that beautiful? And it smells so good with those caramelized onions. Okay. So, until next time, eat well, be well. I love you to my grandchildren. When you see me touch my heart, I'm telling you I love you.